Hey everyone, welcome to my channel. It's Julie from Living Large on Lifetime, and today I'm starting a new series which is called WWWWJD. And that's right, what would Weight Watcher Julie do? So I'm hoping that you guys can send in some of your questions or scenarios for me, and we can talk through some things that you might be having problems with while following a Weight Watchers plan or a weight loss journey in general. I would be happy to help, so if you have any questions for me, put them in the comments below. We will address 2 or 3 questions per episode and hopefully put up 2 or 3 videos per week. Probably 2. So I do have a couple questions for you for our first episode. Thank you for Yolanda and Gretchen for sending in your questions. So the first question from Yolanda says, what are your snacks in between lunch and dinner? So first of all, I really typically don't snack a lot. I'm not a snacker person. When I do snack, I like to keep my snacks as close to 0 as possible, so I'm a huge fan of fruit. I love that fruit is 0. I actually, because I don't snack very much, I don't overdo it on the fruit. I generally have about 2 servings of fruit per day. If you tend to overdo on fruit, you may need to watch your serving sizes when you're having fruit as a snack. My favorite fruit right now is grapes, and I can hands down overeat a lot of grapes. So when I do grapes, I try to bring them to work in a Ziploc bag in about a 1 cup portion, and that is how many I will have. So fruit is hands down my favorite snack. Another favorite fruit that I love right now is, or I have always actually, is a green apple, because green apples are super durable. They last a very long time. They stay fresh for a very long time, and they're firm so they don't bruise very easy, which means you can drag them around in your purse, in your work bag. You can take them to amusement parks. You can stick one in the car for a while. I used to have an apple on hand all the time, and I called it my just in case apple. Just in case I got hungry, I always had something available. And also, green apples are super filling. So that is and has been one of my go-to snacks for any time of day. Recently, I've been trying to increase the protein in my diet, so there are times when I prefer to have more protein as a snack. So some of my favorite go-tos for snacks that include protein, my number 1 favorite is muscle milk. So muscle milk light is 100 calories, 20 grams of protein, and only 1 smart point. That is definitely one of my favorite snacks for protein. I actually like to have that at work because I put it in the freezer for about 2 hours before I drink it, and it's all slushy and yummy and delicious. It's generally not something that I just throw in the car and carry around with me, because I've never had it warm, but I think it's something that definitely needs to be chilled. But the chocolate flavor is so delicious when it's half frozen. So that is my top pick for snacks that actually have protein. Because I'm a believer in protein now, I think it's a great idea to combine the 0 point snacks with a little bit of protein. So some suggestions for that, maybe again, fruit, because fruit is 0 points. I prefer to have everything as close to 0 or low points as possible, because I like to save all of my points, or most of my points, for dinner. So if you want to include a little bit of protein with your snack between lunch and dinner, one suggestion might be to have a sliced banana topped with 2 tablespoons of PB Fit. I would probably make the PB Fit a little on the thin side, so you can drizzle it on top of the banana and then add a sprinkling of cinnamon. So that sounds delicious. It's not a ton of protein, but you do get a little bit of protein from the PB Fit. Another protein fruit combo would be 1/3 cup of fat-free Greek yogurt. You could sweeten that up with stevia or Splenda if you like. 1/3 cup of fat-free Greek yogurt is 1 smart point. I would dice an apple or some other similar fruit, top it with the fat-free Greek yogurt, and then add on top 1 teaspoon of dried cranberries, 1 teaspoon of raisins, and 1 teaspoon of slivered almonds. So all of those items individually, 1 teaspoon of each, is 0 smart points. However, when I have all 3 of them together, I count them as 1 smart point. So that would actually be a 2 Smart Point snack. Also very delicious, and it has some protein for you as well. Another higher protein snack that I love to have is my turkey cheddar apple wraps. So again, with the apple, I usually cut an apple into 8 slices, and then I use the Kraft fat-free singles, just one, to wrap as many of the apples as I can. And then I wrap each of those with turkey slices. I use the Oscar Mayer Deli Fresh turkey breast. You can have 4 slices for 0 Smart Points. 5 to 7 or 8 slices is only 1 Smart Point. So you can have a pretty decent protein-filled snack for only 1 Smart Point. So those are my top suggestions for snacks between lunch and dinner. I am also currently into a groove with some holiday snacks. If you guys watch my daily vlog, you see that I have been making Hungry Girls scoopable apple pie recipe with cranberries. It is 100% 0 Smart Points. I usually eat a cup of it at a time, and it tastes like apple pie. It tastes like the holidays. So I usually make 1 big batch of that, a crock pot full, and it lasts me about 2 weeks for snacks. The second holiday snack I've been enjoying is also 0 Smart Points. It is the cranberry jello salad. It's crushed cranberries, sugar-free cherry jello, and crushed oranges with orange rind, and that is just all combined, and that is super delicious. Tastes like the holidays, and also 0 Smart Points. So those are my go-to snacks right now. Trying to get in a little more protein, but I usually amp it up with the protein during mealtime. So I hope that answered your question, Yolanda. Next question is from Gretchen. This is a really good question. Gretchen said, if you eat chicken wings, do you weigh your wings, then after eating weigh the bones and subtract to find out the points? That's a really good question. I do not. Number one, I don't eat chicken wings very often at all. When I do, I prefer to go the easier route, which is to look up in the tracker for a chicken wing. There are actually several options in the tracker. One of them is 1 chicken wing cooked with skin, cooked, for 6 Smart Points. 1 fast food chicken wing fried with breading for 7 points. And then there's another one that is 1 fried chicken wing minus breading and skin for 4 Smart Points. So those are all seriously just estimations, because how can they know? I've seen humongous wings, and I've seen little tiny baby wings, so they have no idea what size wing you're choosing. So you kind of have to use your judgment if you're going with just the generic listings in the tracker, and that's what I would do. If it was a huge wing, I would count for at least 1.5. If it was a tiny one, I might count for like 3/4 of the wing. So that is definitely not the most accurate way to track chicken wings, but especially since I would probably be eating these at a restaurant or at a fast food restaurant, I would be tracking on the fly. So that would be the easiest way for me to do that. You would probably not be able to. I actually have a little tiny scale that I could take with me and measure this stuff before and after, but you probably would not do that unless you're eating the chicken wings at home. If you are trying to shave like the last 10 points, or you've been in a stall and your weight is not moving at all, I would actually recommend then go with the more accurate method, which yes, would be to weigh the portion first, eat what you're going to eat, weigh the leftovers, subtract, and total your points. And I think that would be chicken dark meat. So you'd want to use the tracker and find out how many ounces of dark meat chicken you ate. So if I was in a stall or trying to lose the last few pounds, that's what I would definitely do, because that is the more accurate way to track. I tend to go with the easiest. However, right now I'm trying to lose the last few pounds, so I I appreciate that idea because I'm really trying to weigh and measure everything, so that's probably what I would do right now. I was trying to think of some other options of foods that might have a similar problem, and most of the ones that I can think of are all protein, all meats. So you would definitely want to do that with something like a T-bone steak or ribs, or a chicken leg or chicken thigh with the bone in. So I would probably do that if I was eating at home with all of those options as well. I was trying to think of any other foods that might benefit from weighing before and after. The only other foods I can think of that have a non-edible inside that you'd want to eat around or take out would be fruit. And a lot of times if that is the case, people will just either count it as one piece of fruit, one apple, one pear, one peach, or they cut it up and then, you know, if you wanted to get precise, cut it up minus the core and then weigh it. So, but I don't go to that lengths, especially with a 0-point food. So that was a really good question, Gretchen. Thank you for asking. So you guys, that's it for today. This is our first WWWWJD. What would Weight Watcher Julie do? Just to let you know, I am a Weight Watchers receptionist, but this channel and all of my advice is not endorsed by and not affiliated with Weight Watchers in any way. So it is strictly my advice, my opinion, and what I would do. So thanks so much for asking. If you guys have questions for me, leave them down below. I'm hoping to do videos on Tuesdays and Thursdays. So let's get this thing rolling, get some conversation started. And thanks for getting me thinking, guys, because I've been doing Weight Watchers for 2.5 years. And sometimes you just fall into such a pattern that you really don't think like, no, I've always just eaten a chicken wing as a chicken wing. So you don't really think, oh, I could be more accurate and do it this way, or maybe something's going to be easier if I do it this way. So let's get the conversation started. I'd love to help you guys out if I can. I'm here to chat. Leave any questions below, and I'll see you in the next WWWWJD.